Hey guys, welcome back to the video. In this video we will learn React Router DOM advanced concepts. So we will make ourselves a job ready web developers for using the React Router DOM. So in this video what we will cover is advanced topics. So in the previous video, remember, that was uploaded yesterday, we just covered some basic things. And in this video, what should we cover is programmatic navigation using the useNavigate hook. We will use NavLink instead of the link, and we will just implement nested routing and dynamic routes using the useParams hook. In the protected routes, query parameters using the useParameters hook, and the lazy loading in 404 page will be implemented tomorrow. So this is the part 1 of learning React Router DOM advanced concepts. So this is the part 1, and stay tuned for the part 2 as well. So these are all the concepts that you should learn literally for becoming a job ready web developer. So I'm just talking about the React Router DOM concepts, not the whole React. So what should we study here right now is React Router DOM. So let's get into the video and just understand what is React Router DOM and how we use it. First of all, we have created a video yesterday. We have implemented some basic routes. So the flow today would be to implement another page called products page. We will use the NavLink and implement nested routing and use useParams hook. In the next video or tomorrow, we will cover usage parameters using navigation, a lazy loading in 404 page. So let's dive into the video. And if you have just watched the previous video, we just implemented this thing right here. So what should we do? First of all, from what you have, I might already understand it from the notes here, the flow of the application is implement products page. So let's implement the products page. So you should try it first, try it out, and then pause the video and just take it as a challenge. But if you can't do it, let's just implement it. So on the path of products, what I want to do is to show the element of the products, which I don't have. So in the pages, I can just create another page of products.jsx and just using my own command rfc and just rendering products page for now, just implementing the functionality and just going to navigation and having the NavLink. So first of all, I should code it from the basic. So NavLink, yesterday we have used this thing called link, and today we will use the NavLink, and we will link to, after clicking this li, we want to go to the endpoint of products, and the li should be, say that this is going to the products page. So I think for the functionality it is enough. So no, because we haven't just have rendered the products page here. So let's just close the route as well and save it. Let's go to browser and reload, and we have just dynamic routing here. So let's go to products, and you can see here the products page is rendered, about page, home page, about, and product page. So the functionality is working. So what just we did was to use the useNavLink, the NavLink thing right here. So the main difference from the link with the NavLink is that NavLink gets a class of active. Whenever you click on the navigation link, and that gets the active class, and you can just style that active class separately from the disabled ones or the other ones that are not active yet. So this NavLink difference from the link here is just the NavLink is used for the styling aspects. You should know enough, and I think it's enough for now. So NavLink, we have just used NavLink. Let's come back to nodes and we have used NavLink. So we just want to implement nested routing. So let's get back, and what do I want to have is that I have products, and you may have seen a lot of applications that have the products page, and in the products page they just simply render a products list in the browser. So let's assume that we have products list here, and what do I want to do is that when a user clicks on a product, then I should receive an ID of that product that was clicked in the URL here. For example, the ID number 21, the product with the ID number 21 was clicked. So I should get that here in the URL, and we will use useParams. But if you want to look at the URL here, we just need clearly the nested routing as well. So we have products, and inside of it we have ID number 22. We are fetching details for the product number 21, and this is called nested routing because the 21 is presented inside the products page, and the products page was presented inside of the URL domain, the name of the website. So let's just implement nested routing here. First of all, what should I do is to create another page, because I have just told you that I want to have a product details, and I want to fetch the details of the product based on the ID. So I should use my own command, and you can just simply manually type it. So product details page. Enough for now. So let's just get back, and what do I want to do is to have a route. Having a route here with the path of products. In the element, I don't want to present the element here, so I will just close it and present the products route here. So the path should be removed completely, because this is the path that I want to put it as an index. When we go to this path, then this should be presented by default. And about the other route, we want to have a path of having a path of the ID, dynamic router. If you remember, this is called dynamic routing, getting some data from the URL. So you will just understand it. Don't worry about it. So what do I want to do here is to render product details, import it, sorry. So this is dynamic routing here, so I should save it, and you can see here these two routes is presented inside this route. You can see it here. So the thing is that I am searching for dynamic route data here. So what do you call a dynamic route is that when we want to get some dynamic data from the URL. So sometimes the backend sends us the data in the URL, or we just want to put the data in the URL and get back the details based on the URL data. So what should we do is to go back, and in the products, for example, I want to implement a product here. So the product should be presented here. For example, I have a product, and the button tag is this fetch for product. So go to product, go to product. So I want to implement a button called go to product. So remember I have a product list and I want to click on the product and go to that specific product and fetch the details for that product. So I want to go to the product. So what do I need here is to just implement programmatic navigation. So I will just use const navigate and use the useNavigate hook. So the useNavigate here, the useNavigate returns a function, and the function will be stored here. And what can I do is to create const handle go to, just use names that are pretty descriptive. Handle go to product, and what I want to do is to navigate, and this accepts an argument, and I want to go to the endpoint of product / the ID. The ID I should get the ID here as a parameter, and what do I want to do is on click I want to pass in the ID for the product that was clicked. So handle go to product, and I want to pass in random ID for now, for example 21, and I want to fetch the details for the ID that was presented, but right here I think I need a template string, so I can't just work it like this. So products in the ID should be presented here like this. So on click I'm going to handle go to product. I'm navigating into this route, into this endpoint, and I'm just giving it an ID. So the ID, I should get the ID in the product details. So I want to fetch the details based on that ID. So I have passed in the ID here from the product. So what should I do is that I should get that ID here and the product details. So I want to fetch the details based on the ID. So I can just do const I getting the ID from the useParams hook. So this hook right here returns an object, and I'm passing in ID, remember, from the products, and you can see here the ID. And what do I want? I'm getting here is I'm getting my own ID that was passed in here. So I'm destructuring that ID, and what do I want to do simply for now is for just render ID here. So Control S, save it the details, and I think will be enough, but I'm getting a warning. Let's just missing initializer and const declaration. Oh, products.jsx. Let's just solve the issue. What happened here? So first of all, let's just put this thing in a div because this looks so ugly. So just saving it. So on click, what do I want to do is handle go to product and the ID. And I think the problem is with this specific thing right here. So let's just write it again. I don't think so. Function handle go to product and getting the ID and navigating to this specific endpoint called products, and then having the ID here. Handle go to product. So I think I should do this. I think the issue is now solved, and I can just go to product, and you can see here. So what I got here is the number 21, and if you think I have gotten from the URL here, and that's what we're saying to get the data from the URL, and this is what we call dynamic routing. So dynamic routing, just go to products, and the data is just presented dynamically. We are just don't typing it statically, but when we just click on the go to product, and the ID is presented here, and we are just fetching the details for this ID. So for example, if I want to make it very clear here in the product details page, then what should I do here is I'm getting the ID, So if I just want to give you a very clear example, is just use effect here and just pass in a function and pass in a dependency array. You should know all these concepts for if you're just going to React Router DOM. So what should you do is fetch the details for the endpoint and pass in the ID here to fetch the details for this specific product, and you want to fetch the details and show the product details here in this page. So I think we have implemented all the functionality right here. So let's just check what we were looking for. So we just implemented programmatic navigation. We used the useNavigate hook. If you want to just know it, we have just come to products page, and you can see here we have used the useNavigate hook because we navigated to a page of the products/ID programmatically after clicking on the button go to product. So this was programmatic navigation. And the other thing was just using useNavLink instead of link. So we have just used NavLink. And if you want to really know the difference between these two, so what can I do is to inspect it and go to the elements and just inspect the nav tag here and go to UL, and you can see here the active class and the NavLink. Remember, I have used the NavLink for the last element of products endpoint. So if I just click here on the another one of about, you can just see the differences right here. So just look at the about anchor tag here. So I will click on the about, and you can see here this about is now active, but it doesn't have the active class. But look at here right now. If I just click on the products page, and you can see here the active class. So what can we do here is to style the active class separately from the other ones right here. So this is for the styling things. So we just now understand NavLink. We have just used navigation, and nested routing was implemented right here in the app.js, for example. Right here we know the path, and we have just implement the index path. For example, if the user goes here, so by default we want just to have rendered the products component, and when the user is clicking on a go to product, going to a special product, then we just implementing the other route, and we are going to this route of presenting the ID, and we are implementing dynamic routing here in the product, and we are using useParams hook here. So let's just go, and we have just implemented nested routing as well and dynamic routes. So dynamic routing is just presenting data dynamically, and what we have did here is we have just assumed that we have a product list here. When user clicks on a product button, like we have here go to product, going to a specific product, then we are clicking on the go to product button, and that data was passed into the URL, and we are getting this dynamic data from the URL, fetching details based on the ID of the product, and just render it here in the browser. So I think it is enough for this video, and we'll meet you in the next path and in the next video.